So I woke up this morning after having dreamt about um like having three layers at the same time, where I was like having a dream year and and then like it was like I was watching a movie, like a movie called Blop Year, and then year I was kind of experiencing. This part of me knew I was watching a movie. This part of me was really experiencing, immersed in this movie. And then kind of at the same time, like there was a person in here talking about something, like he was talking about Tommy Hunter, or telling about like some tale of like long ago. But then there was also a part at the same time where I was dreaming about, not about, but this person was featured in here. But it was more of like in some kind of government conspiracy thing. So definitely, I know I was like at least having um well, maybe three or more layers, because I know I mean this movie in here it was like about like little seals, but kind of part of this was going through this experience. So before I went to the movie, I think there was something else that I was doing too. But um the point being, like, I really think that when you dream, when I go to sleep here, you know, there I am in my little covers. Then I go into these different layers of sleep, like many, I think, many. And in this, I think right here, I think that is your clear mind. Or maybe it should just have nothing in it. Oopsie daisy. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, anyway, this is like, in here is your like subtle mind, what I read about in like explaining the mind. So I think that like continually you move through all of these, and definitely like the deeper you sleep, the less time exists. So kind of like in Inception. Inception, I think, has it like kind of the time drags on. Like it gets longer the deeper you go in your sleep layers. But I feel like what really happens is that there is no time in there. It just doesn't exist. Like the deeper you go, and like the more stretchy it gets really stretchy, which I have experienced before, and like mushrooms or something, like how stretchy it will get. And so there's no need for you to sleep like super long when you're sleeping deep, because you can sleep however long you need to there, I think, or you can experience it's not how long, it's you experience what you want to experience. So it's not about time, but it is about your experience, or like, I always thought, like in physics or in math, there's like the path integral, where you integrate over like time to find like a path. I think it's like that. Like this is it's the experience that matters. The path. There's like a relation between the time and what you're experiencing, right? I mean, in regular in regular life, you're used to something taking a certain amount of time, right? Like a second, like how much experience, the amount of experience you get like in a second, right? But now when you're going deep inside your dreams or in your subconscious or like into your deeper mind, into your deeper mind, that experience does not relate to like the same second anymore. So it's a different kind of experience. It's looser. You don't have to physically walk from this point to this point, right? It does not take like that time. You can still do it mentally, but it's time is not as applicable anymore. It's stretchy. It's elastic, like a little spring. So the deeper you go, the more elastic it gets, and until it's really like it's not tied to the world anymore. There are no strings to the outside world, to that second. It just doesn't exist anymore. And then the interesting thing is like, so every day, you experience the outside world, and then you go deep in there, and then you come out, and and it's kind of like breathing, isn't it? So, maybe you spend more of your day being awake, but it's not really the same in terms of, like, maybe what matters is not time, but what you experience. Experience does matter. That's what you're measuring, not time. So if this is what you're measuring, now, that balance is shifting. Maybe, maybe the inner time or the inner experience is actually longer than your gross world. It's very possible. Because you're going through all these layers, right? Like, say this is the gross layer. Out here, your gross life. Like, there's like so many layers that you're going into. Maybe you're spending the same amount of time or the same amount of experience or effort in every one of them. And then the interesting thing is, like, when you die, like, how is that working? Like, is it really just popping right out, like, into another life? I mean, yeah, if this is like as flexible as it wants to be, it could be like that. You could experience it like that, really. You could experience it like, oh, I'm just going in and I'm coming right out, really. Could feel like that. Because, our inner worlds, but what do we bring out? Like, at the end of the day, when I wake up, like, I'm probably just reaping like the very edges of this that I'm bringing with me, that I can recount. That bit here, do I ever really remember that? I mean, I know I've accessed that when I had like the big green dragon acid trip. So I've felt this. Not while I was sleeping. But I felt like I went through all these layers and went in there. It's just a matter of trying to recognize it again. Trying to train myself to see it when I'm sleeping. which hopefully I'll be able to do at some point.